Hello, kids. Hello, children. Good morning to one and all. I hope yesterday's class you have understood about the characteristics of rice, how the rice will be cultivated, what is the climatic condition, in which type of soil, and how much precipitation, that is rainfall, is needed for the growth of rice. Because for the growth of rice, the water should be stagnant in one field there. Okay, much more water is needed for the cultivation of rice. So as a result, what will happen, availability of water should be abundance if you are doing the rice cultivation. So due to the improvisation of green revolution in our country in 1960s, so as a result, in some other part wherever the less rainfall is also is there, but still they are growing the rice there. So how could that possible means, due to the modern technique of irrigation, due to the canal irrigation as well as tube wells, based by the contribution of those two irrigation system, today in other parts of the states also, they are growing the rice there. Okay, so for your map question, the map will be given for you people as a major and minor area. Major area, I'm showing in an arrow mark. You can just see here. So this part we call it as a major. Okay, this part we call it as a major. Here you can see in a dark color, and here you can see a little bit lighter color, not too much dark, it is a light in color, so it is a minor area. So for your identification as well as for the marking, they may give as a mark the major or a minor area of the rice cultivation in our country, whether it belongs to the western ghats, eastern ghats, or the northern plain. So they may ask for identification, or they may ask for you people as a locate it. So moving to the further session, today we are going to discuss about other food crops and non-food crops which are grown in our country. Okay, you all know, most of the rabi and kharif crops are being grown in our country. So rice is playing a very important role, because most majority of our country, the people will consume the rice. Okay, instead of taking some other staple food, most of the people will prefer to eat rice only. So the next second most important crop, that is cereal crop, which is grown in our country, is wheat. Okay, so wheat, this is the second crop, most important cereal, which grown in the northern India and northern western part, northwestern part of our country. So it is also called as a rabi crop, and it requires, so what kind of climatic condition it needed for the growth, and in which time we can harvest it. So the rabi crops, it requires a little bit cool season for the growing of crops there. The climate should be a little bit very cool and little bit moisture, and for its growth, as well as when the final product will come in our hand. So it needed little bit bright shine, sunshine. So at the time of reaping, ಓಕೆ, ಮೊಳಕೆ ಒಡೆಯೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಬೆಳೆ ಬೆಳೆದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ರೈಟ್ ಸನ್ಶೈನ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು, ಲೈಕ್ ಅ ಸಮ್ಮರ್, ವೇರ್ ದ ಸನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಶೈನ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಬ್ರೈಟರ್ ವೇ. ಸೊ ದ wheat growing, what kind of climatic condition is needed for sowing means little bit cool for the growing season, and for reaping it needs a little bit bright shine, sunshine. At that time we will see the reaping of wheat there. And also it requires 50 to 75 centimeter of rainfall evenly distributed over the growing season. So how much rainfall is needed means 50 to 75 centimeter of rainfall, as well as you can write in the name of precipitation also. So there are important wheat growing season, as well as places or regions are there. So there are in the Ganga and Satluj plain, in that area in the northern part they will grow the wheat. and also in the black soil in the Deccan part. Okay, we will see the growth of wheat. It is a growing zones. Okay, there are two growing zones, important growing zones, wheat growing zones are there. So they are, first one is the Ganga and Satluj plain in the northern part, and the wherever the black soil is available in the Deccan part, we will see the cultivation of wheat there. So the what are the important states where we will grow the wheat more and more? So the major wheat production states are Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan, and some parts of Madhya Pradesh. So in this area, we will see the wheat cultivation as well as wheat producing states. So among those, Uttar Pradesh is the highest as well as it is the largest producer of wheat in our country. Okay. So these are the characteristics of wheat there. They may ask one question in the board exam, write the difference between wheat and rice, as well as write a short note on the characteristics of wheat. So in that, which is the rabi crop, first point you have whether it is a rabi kharif, you have to mention it. After that, how much what is the climatic condition you have right next point. Other next point, how much precipitation is needed for the growth of wheat as well as the rice. What are the important areas where we will grow more and more wheat. Okay, so in this way, you should finish the characteristics of wheat as well as rice. They may ask, sometime they may ask as a differences, or they may ask to write down the characteristics of wheat and characteristics of rice. Okay, so they are moving to the further concept. Next, we are going to learn about millets. Okay, you all know millets, that is pulses are been growing in our country. The most important millets which are grown in our country are jawar, bajra, and ragi are the most important millets which are grown in India. Okay, and these millets are very high nutritional value. They are having very high nutritional value. For an example, ragi. If you take the ragi is very rich in iron content, calcium content, and other micronutrients which is present in the ragi. So, in the millets, whatever millets we are growing in our country, it is having high level of nutritional level, as well as we will see some rich proteins, minerals, everything are been included in this millets there. So the most important millets which are grown in our country are jawar, bajra, ragi are the most important. So among those, if you take the ragi for an example, means ragi is very rich in iron and calcium and other micronutrients which are available in the in the ragi. Next one is jawar, is the third most important crop with the respect of area and the production. So the next one, the major states where we will grow the jawar. One is Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Madhya Pradesh. So in these places we will see the millets, that is jawar, is most producing in these states there. So bajra, it grows in a sandy soil wherever the shallow black soil is available. In that area, the bajra millet will be grown there. So the major important producers which grow more and more bajra is Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Haryana. So in these places, we will see the bajra is growing more and more there. So for 1 month, they may ask about bajra as well as about jawar, as well as they will uh, for 3 months they may ask about ragi, bajra, and jawar. Okay, write its characteristics. Okay, next one is the ragi. It is grown in the dry region and grows very well on the red and black sandy loamy as well as sandy loamy soil. In that area also we can grow the ragi, and also in the shallow black soil. In this kind of soil, in this type of soils, we can grow the ragi there. So which are the states producing the ragi in our country are Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Jharkhand and Arunachal Pradesh. So in this area we can in the states we will see the ragi is produced more and more in our country. Okay, for the 3 marks as well as for 5 marks you have to remember these points: in which soil how much temperature is needed. If you are having any extra information about millets growing, how much precipitation is needed, how much uh, climatic condition is needed, if you are having any kind of extra uh, points, means you can write down in your answer so that it will have a little bit weightage there. Okay, so about millets they may ask write a short notes on millets also. So for the 10th board exam we don't know how in which type the questions will arise from your textbook there. So from each and every corner of the textbook you have to read. Compulsory textbook reading is compulsory for the 10th standard people. Okay, moving to the further concept that is next is maize. Okay, so maize, it is the crop of both food as well as the fodder there. Okay, it is a kharif crop which requires the temperature between 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius and grows very well in old alluvial soil. So in some states like Bihar, the maize is grown in the Rabi season also. Uh, you will ask one question that in Rabi season also we can grow the Kharif crops. Okay, if a climatic condition is good in that area for the cultivation of maize, the farmer they will grow maize in the Rabi season also. So in the Bihar, maybe the climatic condition is whatever climate condition temperature is needed. So that type of climatic condition will be there at that period when Rabi season is going on. So as a result, in Bihar during the Rabi season, the maize will be grown there. So the use of modern inputs have increased the production of maize in our country. In what way? Means by using the HYV seeds, fertilizers, proper irrigation facilities has contributed for to the increasing production of the maize in our country. So the major maize producing states are Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, sorry, Telangana and Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so these are the major maize producing states which are available in our state there as well as in our country. One is Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Madhya Pradesh there. So this is all about the uh, some of the food grains which are grown in our country. Okay, so next one. Um, so due to the modern inputs, that is modern due to the contribution of green revolution, we will see in each and every sector, that too in agriculture, the farmers are growing little bit suppressed production, surplus production only. Okay, so due to that contribution only, farmers are growing more and more food crops and they are launching in the market. So some of the major producing states of maize I have told. So moving to the further, we learn about the pulses. Pulses are also grown in our country, yes or no? So you all know what type of pulses are being grown. You in day to day life you are eating different kinds of pulses also, yes or no? So India is the largest producer as well as the consumer of pulses in the world. Comparing to the other countries in the world, India is consuming more and more. So India is the largest producer as well as the consumer of pulses in the world there. So these are the major source of protein in a vegetarian diet. Okay, the pulses are rich in protein as well as some nutritional value. So for a vegetarian diet, some of the ayurvedic people as well as some of the people, they will prefer to eat in a empty food, in an empty stomach. They want to eat some of the pulses there, like a groundnut, as well as some of the chanas will be there na. So that chanas are very good if you eat in a empty stomach in a early morning means. Okay, so these are the vegetarian diet also to maintain the diet balance in your body. So comparing to the other parts of the world, India is consuming as well as it producing more pulses comparing to the other countries in the world, and it is also a vegetarian diet which is having high protein value. So the major pulses which are grown in our country are tur, urad, moong, masoor dal, as well as peas and gram. So the pulses are less need a less moisture land, and it survive in every condition, in whatever condition is there which is present in our country. Based on that condition, it will be survived there. So pulses need very less moisture for the growth of pulses in our country. So one more homework I will give to you people. I hope this homework also you will do and send it to me. So can you distinguish which of these pulses are grown in the Kharif season as well as which are grown in the Rabi season? So whatever pulses I have told, that is urad dal, tur dal, masoor dal, moong dal, as well as peas and gram. So these are grown in the Rabi season also as well as in the Kharif season also. So one homework as well as one activity I will give to you people to understand more about the pulses which are grown in our country. So being a leguminous crop, leguminous means two crops, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೇ ಕಾಳು ಒಳಗೆ ಎರಡು ಭಾಗ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಲೆಗ್ಯುಮಿನಸ್ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ are help in the restoring soil fertility by fixing the nitrogen from the air. Therefore, these are mostly grown in the rotation with the other crops. The major pulses producing states in our country are Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and Karnataka. So in these states, we will see the more the people will grow the pulses there. Okay, so one activity I have given to you people, just distinguish between these two pulses into two parts. In which season we will grow the, what kind of pulses we will grow in the Kharif season as well as in the Rabi season, what kind of pulses we are growing. So this is one of the activity what I am giving. So in the next session I am going to ask about that activity, what I have told in this today's session. So these are the major crops, few major crops which are grown in our country. There are number of crops are there. Okay, so for your syllabus they have taken only some major food crops which are grown in our country there. So moving towards the further, food crops and other grains are produced in our country. Other means non-food crops is also I am including in that one. So among those, first one is sugarcane. You all know sugarcane is used for many purposes there. Okay, you already learned how much temperature is needed, how much precipitation is needed, that is rainfall is needed for the growth of sugarcane. So can you tell me some from the sugar cane? We will get different kinds of sources like sugar. You will get gur, that is jaggery, andre bella, and khandasari and molasses. From the sugar cane we are going to get these kind of products after the cultivation there. Okay, so sugar cane, it is also called it is grown in the tropical and subtropical crop. in a tropical area and subtropical area, the sugarcane will be grown there. So it grows well in the hot and humid climate with the temperature of 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius, and rainfall about 75 centimeter to 100 centimeter. So between this annual rainfall, we can grow the sugar cane according to its climatic condition and rainfall percentage. So irrigation is required in the regions wherever a very low rainfall is needed. So with the help of canal irrigation and with the help of tube wells, we can grow the sugar wherever the low rainfall is there for the growth of sugarcane. At present, even due to the contribution of uh, green revolution. So it can be grown on a variety of soils and needed a manual labor for sowing and harvesting. So for the sowing any kind of soil, we can grow the sugar cane, and it needs a manual labor. Manual labor means the human, um, what we will tell, physical work is needed for the cultivation of sugarcane here, for sowing as well as for harvesting. So India is the second largest producer of sugarcane after only the Brazil. Brazil in the world, it is the first largest producer of sugarcane. After that, the India will come. So it is the main source of sugar. From the sugarcane, we are getting some of the sources like sugar, gur, that is jaggery, kandasari, and molasses. So these are the sources we are getting after the cultivation of sugarcane. So sugarcane is also helpful for the factories and the industries. The sugarcane, some of the factories will be there, sugar factory, to produce the sugar, to produce the jaggery, khandasari, as well as molasses. Certain factories are been there. So the raw material for those factories is sugarcane only. So the major sugarcane producing states in our country are Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Bihar, Punjab, and Haryana. So these are some of the major states producing the sugarcane in our country. So through this, it will be imported as well as exported to the different parts of the countries as well as different parts of the state there. So in the next session, I am going to discuss with you people about oil seeds, tea, coffee, and horticulture. About horticulture, non-food crops, that is rubber, jute, fiber crop, that is cotton, technological and institutional reforms. What kind of technology has been used as the present situation, as well as what are the institutional reform to improvise the condition of the farmers those are living in our country. What are the reforms are being made, what are the facilities are being given, each and everything I am going to discuss in the next session. And about food security, once again, the food security concept has been introduced for you people in 10th standard also. I'm going to discuss with you about the impact of globalization of agriculture, how on agriculture, how the globalization has been affected there. So in the next session, I am going to discuss about the other food crops as well as non-food crops which are grown in our country there. Okay, so for your map, another map will be also given for you people, that is wheat. Okay, for identification also as well as for the marking also. So in a pink color, these are the areas where we will grow the more percentage of wheat. Okay, you can just see the marking. This is the major area which is shown in the dark pink color. So in light pink color, we can see the minor areas where these are some of the states, they will produce the wheat in a not in a more percentage, in a particular, in a less percentage comparing to the major area. Okay, so this map will also be there for your uh, exam as well as for your board exam. So try to practice from now only, try to practice all kind of map, whatever map I'm telling for you people. Take a map, empty map book, as well as you can draw the India map, and you can make a book, as well as you can preserve the papers by drawing the India map and practicing the whatever soil formation I have told, wheat as well as rice. These are the three important map will come for the board exam. Even further, I will tell what are the places will come. Uh, you have to practice for the board exam there. And one more thing I have to discuss about you about one concept, that you are having a water resource chapter as a third chapter. So this chapter is for self study, as well as we have to take for periodic. So for your board exam only map question is there. So you have to go through the major rivers and the dams which are constructed in our country. So in the page number 28 you will get the that map also. Please try to practice this map also, it will be there for your board exam. So if you are having any doubt regarding whatever concept we have discussed today, so just pin your question in the group so that I will try my level best to sort out your problem. So have sort out your problem. So signing out. Have a great day. I will continue in the next session. Bye everyone.